What is up, everybody? Got my boy Ebby here today.
Hey everybody.
Which we're talking about Gate 45 today, the gathering. So we got the gathering of two.
Yes.
My boy Ebby and me. And so yeah, let's jump into it. So Gate 45 this week is the gathering. Gatherer, astrology is Gemini. The tarot is the Three of Cups, and the I Ching is gathering together.
I'm a Gemini.
You're Gemini?
Yeah. My birthday's
right.
Monday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, man.
And the energy of this is the king or the queen. And the location of this in human design is in the throat and is going from the throat down to the heart chakra.
Interesting.
And this energy is going to be with us from June 7th through June 12th. So it's pretty cool that we got someone here. We're gathering together during this week.
I was excited. I was very excited.
I actually have had the energy of wanting to get together with Ebby and another gentleman who I've been working with human design to talk about what I'll be doing with human design in the future. So we're going to get together and we're doing that right now. So to activate this energy, and as we walk, Ebby's going to give his commentary on how he feels this week as well on this energy. So to activate this energy, we are, got this card behind us. Energy, we're talking about
famous.
We're famous. It's an embodies gathering and uniting people to our shared goals and doing things for the common collective, for the collective wealth, encouraging us to lead from the heart and lead from a place where we're prioritizing humanity and the well-being of all the group members and promoting equitable distribution of resources to benefit everyone within the group and avoiding the temptation to hoard our wealth and to use our power for personal gain.
That's interesting because if you remember when you first did my my chart, you told me that I was a gatherer and that like I am adept at grouping, getting people together for a common cause. And ironically, at a place that I am at right now, trying to get a little gig, I've just noticed that naturally, I'm always thinking like that. And now I go back to what he told me. This was months ago. He's like, Abby, you're a natural gatherer. And at first I was like, I don't understand. Like, what are you saying? And then like, when you just go through your normal day, especially if your heart is pure, you notice the things. I was like, oh, I'm like instrumental of putting people together and making calls. And I'm like, it feels good. So he was right.
Do you have Gate 45 in your chart? Do you remember?
I think I do have 45.
All right, and my wife also has Gate 45 in her chart. And one of her past, I think, Twitter names was La Patrona, which is literally the boss in Spanish.
Yes.
So this week, what we're doing is reflecting, and we'll be meditating on how do you foster a stronger relationship within your community, doing things like this, talking to Ebby, talking to the other gentleman that I have, who also have families. That's another reason I wanted to connect with Ebby. He's also a father.
Yeah.
So talk about how we can strengthen our community, strengthen our families, and strengthen our tribe. And we're also going to be meditating on our role and encouraging others to understand their values in the community, in the tribe, and the contributions that we all can bring when we all come together.
Big facts.
Yeah, so I've been working on trying to determine what is it that, let's call it the angle I want to take with my human design work. I've been very consistent with this channel.
Very consistent. I watch every night.
Every night.
It's good. It's good before bedtime. Like you go to bed thinking good thoughts, or how you can attack something that he said, like the previous thing. So like I want to say yesterday. What did you say yesterday? I just jumped on earlier. I'll remember it, but like I was watching last night, I was like, well, this is good. So and he's doing good. So guys, please support the channel.
You heard the man. You should do what he says.
Yeah, man. No, it's true, man. This stuff helps, man. And the thing is that we gotta understand, like, if you really are about bettering yourself, you will at least give things a try. That you won't just blindsidely say, nah, I don't know what that is. Like when he did human design, I was like, what is human design? Like you're gonna build like a spaceship? Because I didn't know anything. And I sat there and he was just like, Ebby, you're a manifester. And I was like, ooh, I like that. But then as he got deeper and started to say like, you're a gatherer, this and that, and I was like, I don't understand, but it comes later. And when you know it, you're like, oh, and then you start to nurture it. Now now I know that that's my strength, and that's what, what is the gate 45? That's the, so once I knew that, now I wanted to do it more, and now I'm like, I'm found myself, and it's a good feeling.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we also want to consider whether we are truly serving our purpose and doing things that align with our actions and with the group's goals. So for me, that's what I've been doing, or I am currently doing this week.
Right.
Really figuring out if the different projects that I have in front of me align with my goals.
How many projects do you have?
Well, I have some projects I'm looking at doing. I'm actually not doing any of them.
You said something
at the
yesterday
moment.
about a project you were doing. You said, man, I watched this literally at 3 a.m, and you would think I remember it, but I remember you saying he's working on projects, and I was just
so
like,
I'm gonna have a number of different projects. I'm evaluating to figure out which one I really want to jump into.
Yes.
But I've been struggling over the last week.
Well, can I ask you a
figuring
question?
out which of the projects is actually aligned with my goals, and that's because I really haven't written down any new goals to align with where I want to go over the next year or so. So that's really the first step for me, is align my goals and see where they align with my family, and really align with the people I want to work with, which is turning out to probably end up being families, father, and really showing families how to get through being a family with the ups and downs, the struggles that you have. We had a situation where we were able to help out someone last week with their family.
Wow.
A mother-in-law came in town, and there was a new baby, so there was some drama going on in the household
with a baby?
around all that. Yeah, I mean, new energy.
Yeah, new energy is a real thing.
And-
Energy is real, guys.
And so we were
ignore
able to help them doing some things that I typically haven't done, but it felt really good. And so I'm starting to align myself with my
good.
energy, helping you
Yeah.
out with your
Dude,
son, giving you advice.
He's helped me in ways where, like, the way I appreciate it is, like, it was stuff that he said before, and now I'm actualizing it, and I'm like, oh. So you have to be open-minded. Like, I was always open-minded. When he was like human design, and I sat down and he was going through the charts, and I was like, at first I was like, I don't know what's going on. I was like, am I supposed to do these things? What's my purpose? I felt really lost. And it was just like, but Abby, like, you are this person. Imagine someone, the most powerful words, and I think it's in the Bible, or just, it's the word I am. So if you are something, and once you feel the alignment, this will lead into the next question I have for you when you're talking about alignment, is you were trying to figure out all these, you have a bunch of projects. Now, is anything in your human design stated where it would guide you? So how you said I was you told me the gatherer, gate 45, I'm feeling it right now. So is there something, and this feels like this gave me direction for my next goal. So is anything in your chart aligned with this?
Yeah, most definitely. So one thing that's in my chart a number of times is me being an individual, doing things that feel good to me, even
You're
if they
a
go
producer,
against, I am a generator.
Generator, that's the word. Sorry, guys. Gotta
Producer,
get my
that's a
terms.
new one. That's a new one.
I think generate and produce is the same thing, so synonyms with SATs.
Yeah. So for me, doing things on my own, like I get the most fulfillment on things where I can kind of go off, be on my own, come back to the group and be like, hey, look at this great thing.
Yes.
So
you had to discover it on your own.
Yeah, and I've been reflecting on, what are the things that were most fulfilling to me in my life. So one was I got a bunch of scholarship money, a lot doing
Recently?
that. No, back in college.
Oh, I was like, damn.
And that was me on my own doing it. And then when I was younger, I won a Nintendo 64 from this contest at Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
And I did that pretty much on my own too. Like, I created the plan to
Half of y'all don't know what
win it.
Blockbuster is, but
So-
that's not a thing. Google.
So yeah. So long story short, there is a lot in the charts that tell you kind of where
There's
you
a
should be.
lot, man.
There's also like a business chart as well you can run.
Oh, I didn't see the business chart.
to see where you would fit into organizations well.
So let me ask you, with the organizational stuff, like, then where do you challenge yourself then? What's the challenge? Is there something, do you go against anything on your chart and say, let me try this? Or are you following some kind of...
I'm following it more and more. I find that the challenge happens when I was not in alignment with my chart, right? Going against the energy that's in my chart, where I'm running up against resistance. That's where the frustration comes from.
But if it's in your chart, then okay, I understand.
All right. So we're also this week going to evaluate if we are working solely for the benefit of the collective, or is it for personal interests that are taking precedence, because we want to make sure that this week,
tricky.
if we're embracing the energy of gatherer, that's where we want to be. And you don't have to embrace the energy every week. It's up to you to go against it or to embrace it. It's all about the feeling and what feels right for you.
Well, what's funny is that the feeling came by just like opportunity, and then like for a second, I remember opportunity came, and I knew that I looked around and I was like, the only thing left to do is like I need to take control, and it felt natural. But when it happened, I immediately was like, gatherer, because he was like, Ebby, you bring people together, you excite people, and I was like, but I'm so quiet. And then it happened, and I was like, oh, it's within you guys. Like it'll come out, and it will come out when your energy's right, and like you said, when you're in alignment, because it happens naturally. Because I knew exactly what it was. I knew what was happening, and it made me want to go more in that. And that's where I feel like my goals are being more structured. Because I feel very, although I'm like nervous about a lot of things, I feel very much more like I have more direction.
And you're also a photographer, and so you are literally bringing people together at locations that they typically wouldn't go to to create something new.
Yep. It's all about bringing people together, but it's about bringing people and aligning them to a goal. So as long as you have a pure energy, then I'm telling you, energy is real, because you can get out of alignment. You think you're doing something, but you're trying too hard, and you're going against your energy. You have to go with I say go with your instincts and go with your intuition. But I'll let JP go on, because I'm not sure if I've gone off subject.
Well, you are fine, man.
Right.
We will continue, and this can be as long as we need it to be to
I'm
get
excited.
everything we need.
Yeah.
So in shadow and in enlightenment, in shadow, we may tend to prioritize personal gain over the collective. So this leads to us being manipulative.
I'm very curious about this.
And
No, I'm going through something. So it's actually see, alignment. I'm telling you, I'm not making this up. I'm literally going through something. He just said it. And I'm like, I can't wait to tell you what's going through. Go ahead.
and a misuse of our power. So go ahead, tell us a little bit about.
Okay, so the whole thing about being something for the collective and for the individual, I just had this talk, just literally before I saw JP, is that there's someone that wants the same role, but what's going on is that they want it for themselves, whereas and I'm not bragging, it's just like, I'm like, no, but what about everybody else? Because you're only as strong as your weakest link. So she's very strong-minded, and she was just like, well, but this is my event. It's my event. And I was like, yeah, that's not how we're going to work. We had an interesting situation. We were sitting there at this spot. A young kid, he might have been like 14. He comes in selling cookies. We both jumped into action and coached that kid, and our timing and I was like, we can work together. Like, it's about us, not you. And she saw it, but, you know, I don't know. It's hard to explain what I feel, man. Sometimes it's happening, man. It's happening. It's very ethereal, and it's like alignment and believing and just being present. Present is huge, because the signs are everywhere. They're everywhere. Like, and if you have your chart, like, I don't know, are you like having people go back to their chart? Like, are these people looking at their chart and they know kind of, because I don't know what other people have on their charts, but
I don't know what people are doing to my videos because I haven't asked them about their chart. So if you are looking at your chart, let me know below.
You get a chart from him.
If you have
Very
the Gate
detailed.
45, let me know below, and let me know how you're feeling this week. So to help you come out of that shadow, or it wasn't you in the shadow, it was woman.
her. But I felt the darkness there. I mean, it was like I could have been selfish, because the position was offered to me, and then the guy was like, "You guys are gonna do this together." So immediately I said, "I can get her out if I wanted to." No, I don't want. I'm about the collective. I'm dead serious. I'm not saying this because he just told me. This literally just happened, and I said, "We can do this together. We just have to be in alignment." So it's about, and how do I think I can fix that? Well, gatherer, right? I now believe in that, because I've seen it. And now when I had that epiphany moment that I am a gatherer, now I'm living my truth. You feel me? He told me this a long time ago. He said, you'll just start doing it and you won't even know. I'm living the gathering. I want people to be included. I don't like people getting excluded. We're a team. And I feel like at the end of the day, people don't give each other props, or what they say, give someone their flowers before, you know, so
something you just said that resonates with me is, you know, and so talking about the enlightenment, and you recognize your role as the leader for the collective. And so I think another word that would go with that is empathy, practicing empathy for other people.
If
and
I had
sharing
a
resources
dollar for
equitably.
everybody said I was empathetic, yes, I'm very empathetic. But empathetic people can't help it. Someone gave me a hug the other day, and this is what she said. She said, Abby, I'm taking the negative energy from you. And she said that she's an empath, and I felt that, and she took it from me. And I felt bad. I was like, no, I don't want you to have that. And she's like, it's all right. I'll take it.
Already got it. She already got it.
So
in human design, this is located in the throat chakra, and it influences our communication, our leadership, our organization, and how we spread those resources that we have for the community. And this is also part of the tribal business circuit, emphasizing focus on connecting people with opportunities for the collective benefit. So strategies for Gate 45. So
Just
two
gonna
different
ask you what you do.
strategies.
Yeah.
One is this manifested energy and others projected.
Can you go into that?
Yeah, I'm about to right now, sir.
Sorry. I was like, I want to know this one.
So the projected energy, it needs recognition and validation from the right people to share and implement our insights, so we don't just want to go around.
What's the term again?
Projected.
Projected.
So when it's projected, that means we need the invitation. So we're not just going out and telling people these things, right? We're pretty much waiting for people to invite us in to give our feedback on the leadership and what we think people should be doing to.
Now, is there something bad if we don't go that route, like waiting, or the projecting, and then the other one?
So there's projecting on this energy, and then there's manifested. So if you go against the projected energy, you may feel like people aren't listening to you. You may feel rejected because they didn't ask for your opinion.
No, I'm about to go back.
And then,
man, yeah, that's me. Guarantee.
And then manifested, the energy is communicating and informs the tribe, leading to actions with less resistance. So,
dude, 100% spot on. 100%. Wow.
All right.
I'm sorry, guys. I know you probably like, this dude just making. I'm not making this up. If you know me and you know what's going on in my life, you'll be like, yo, this is accurate. And wow.
And so I've been working with Ebby probably that's 2 years now at this point with human design.
Yep.
One of my more consistent clients I've been working with, who's following the practices, and he's seen a lot of improvement with this. Like, we're gonna walk down here.
And it's crazy, because, guys, I repeat, like, if you don't understand it, don't knock it. Because I didn't understand in the beginning, because I was like, it felt like he was telling me who I was or what I should be, and at those points where I was like, but I'm not that. But there's that word, one, I am or I am not. That's powerful, but it happened on its own. And because I was open to it, I saw it. When it happened, I said, oh, gatherer. It was like, wow, epiphany. And I was like, whoa, human design is real. So that question I asked him 2 years ago, which was, I don't know what I'm doing. Guess what? I already know. Like, I already know the next step because of that feeling that it gave me. Yeah. Like the strength. But
a lot of times we already know that direction. We just need to be reassured.
So is that the projector then? The projector needs to be reassured?
No, that's just us in our confidence. Even I,
the ego,
I read a lot about human design, and I like to look at different sources. Like, I talk to my spirit guides. I'll look at human design. I'll maybe even have some verses from prayers or from the Bible, and they all just kind of work together with each other. So when we have this energy activated, we are exhibiting conscious leadership and synergy, uniting people towards a common goal with the focus on community well-being. And if we're in shadow, we may become dictatorial, manipulative.
Sounds like countries, you know?
Prioritizing personal gain and control over the collective good.
Yep.
So yeah, a lot. You can see that. He said countries.
Countries.
So, I like to look at all the countries for having their own distinct personalities. And you can tell by the type of rulers they have in those countries, the type of energy that they are,
So
projecting.
let me ask you a question then. So in that situation, how does, and I know this is one of them, individual, right? I feel like that's something in one of the terms, individual.
Yeah, they're the individual circuit.
Individual. So like, with someone that's going against the grain, an individual, is it seen as greedy or selfish if that's the way you're approaching it? Like, you're not selfish, but you know that if you're given the validation, you can do better.
Mm-hmm.
So is that selfish?
I don't see selfish as either bad or good. So yeah,
Yeah,
it
selfish
can
is
be
good.
selfish. Let's move over here.
Okay.
I at times, and I felt like this even for like high school, like people use the word selfish, and I would say I don't necessarily see selfish as a bad thing, because at times you need to take time for yourself. You need to focus on yourself, and we just been kind of conditioned in society that says being selfish is a bad thing. So there's time to focus on yourself, and then there's time to focus on the community, on other people, right?
And if you know how he said that, that's a style from the I Ching. There's a time for this and time for that. There's so above as below. You have to have a time for things, and there is a time to be selfish, and you have to take time for yourself. But I always say do it nicely. That's just me.
That's part of the resistance other people might come into with you, right? So you as a manifester, you're here, you can inform people.
See, here goes. This is when
things.
I'm like, no, but I'm like, oh shit. Like I get like, almost get excited because I'm not gonna force what he said.
Yeah.
I feel the environment, the situation. I'm like, oh, here it comes. This is what he's talking about. And then when you think, now you're seeing the signs. So once you open your mind up, you're gonna see signs, man.
Yeah, and you would run into resistance if you're just doing things without informing people first as a manifester.
Yeah.
As a generator, I run into resistance when I'm not responding, when I'm going out trying to make it happen.
And the generator does things on his own, like it's kind of like a go-getter.
No, that's more, I mean, you're a manifestor, so
Yeah.
you're kind of like a go-getter, but you're not actually here to do the work. A manifesting generator, they're here to inform, and then they can, take action.
So you're a manifesting generator.
Just a regular generator.
So this is also like, guys, he's taught me this, but sometimes I need to go back and get the definition because it doesn't always sound, it's not the same definition as you think the word generator. So if you just say again, what's a generator, just so I can remember, because I know
Generators are here to respond.
Respond. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
gotcha.
a manifestor, you're here to let people, you have to just let people inform them before you take action.
Gotcha.
So
Thank you.
Let's transmute this energy, or how we can transmute this energy is move from the ego-driven actions of fear and the thought of losing power to be more humble and to be more heart-centered in our leadership. We also can look to develop our strengths in developing better communication, developing our diplomacy, and developing our management skills, and ensuring that everyone's getting treated fairly in the moment.
Yeah. Gotcha. Man, I'm excited. So, how do you activate that energy? Like, how do you get that to get started?
So for us to activate the energy, we can engage in activities that bring us joy and allow us to connect to our authentic selves. So for you, I know you love planting. I know you love gardening.
Which I'm about to show y'all in a second, because I just feel like at the end of the day, the energy of what you talk about and what you feel is also affected by your environment. And if you, all right, my mom told me this a long time ago, if you have a messy house, your brain is cluttered. And then my friends told me, this guy here, yo, is your house dirty? I'm like, kinda. He'd be like, yeah, you gotta clean that up. And it makes a difference. So when you think clearly, you will see the sign. You have to want this stuff, man.
Yeah.
I want to change. I want to be better, but not better for just me. I want to be better so that the person that I'm about to walk past in the street goes, man, that's a good guy. Like, for some reason, that just makes me feel like good. I don't need money. I just be like, yo, yeah, man, I help somebody else.
Nice.
But that's when the whole, when he told me about gathering, being a gatherer, it made me feel good to include people. I was like, I don't want to be selfish. I was like, you know, in fact, I'll stay in the background. No, I don't put my name on it. Put their name on it. Because it's like, the joy is that. And if that's what I am, then that's where my strength is going to be, to give props. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, I don't need to take anything. Because you know what? I know I'm good. That's why, like, the whole thing of, I put my hand up before when I said that I was looking for reassurance because I get skipped over for a lot of things. Because there's a saying, nice guys finish last, or if, what's the other one? Well, anyway, or closed mouths don't get fed. I don't like to, me. But then when it's time, sometimes I'm like, but I do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to do it because I don't want to be greedy.
The thing about like statements and like platitudes, they sound good, but they don't always make sense when you kind of look at them at a deeper level.
We got fans.
So we also want to practice self-reflection, empathy with ourselves, and active listening to our community so we can really understand their needs and understand how to support them better.
What if your community's needs doesn't align with yours? Or would it never happen like that?
Maybe you're in the wrong community.
Ooh,
or maybe you should determine, maybe what you think the community needs isn't what they believe they need, right? So for example, we're talking about human design.
Right.
I come from a Christian background, right? So if I was to introduce this to some people, it's actually interesting. Me and my wife were talking about a friend of hers who is big into the church, like even denounced her letters for her Greek society.
I've heard people do that.
And, we asked her, can we run your chart? She was like, I don't believe in that, right? So, that was an example of that.
I don't go to church, but I believe in God. I know some of you are probably like, that don't make no sense. Well, I believe in it. You know what? You know what's true though? If you said yellow was red, who am I to argue with you? You know what I'm saying? It's your world. You feel me? This is why I think that, and I want to tie it back in, but this is why I think that at the end of the day, if we as people, even if I said that the sky is yellow, if I didn't bother you, let the person think the sky is yellow. Why do you have to say, no, I'm going to come over here, that's blue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's society. I want people to just be like, just feel. I'm sorry, I went on a little tangent, but it's all about positivity and feeling.
It's all good. So we're talking about gathering Gate 45. So additional things we can do, we talked about this having the energy of the king, of the queen, is we can look at old movies, old period pieces, and look at the dynamics of leadership between the king and the queen and how they distribute the resources to their kingdom and to their subjects. And we can engage in some healing therapy and release some of our karmic blockages to help us with our heart-centered leadership and balance. And that's something I've been feeling this week, is feeling like I've had this block. And I think it's subconsciously. I haven't been able to quite put my finger on what it is. But today I went into the office or into our room where our altar is. I cleaned it up, burned some rosemary, meditated, and I felt a lot better. You're talking about cleaning the area. That was definitely something I needed to do today. And still need to do some more digging there. But taking the time to meditate really helped me today. So Gate 45 is all about the gatherer. It charges individuals with the responsibility to lead and unite their community. We're promoting the collective wealth and the collective well-being by focusing on how we distribute our resources, being empathetic, using our heart-centered leadership. And if you have this gate, you can ensure that the leadership benefits, or the benefits of your leadership, benefit the entire group. And this gate also emphasizes the importance of being humble, of having integrity, and the strength that comes from...
This dude is just saying everything I talked about yesterday. I just saw him just like, oh my God.
About uniting the community. And we want to make sure we're practicing principles that allow us to gather and transform structures in society and foster a thriving community and support our communities.
Okay.
So that is it for Gate 45. Ebby,
man, in the 45.
Any last thoughts?
Well, I'll say this in terms of Gate 45, the gatherer. Listen, at the end of the day, the gatherer will get their recognition when they put other people first. And I'm telling you, it's a selfless way of thinking. A long time ago, I had to do what I call the ego death. I didn't kill the ego. I just was like, dude, we had a little fight. I put him away. But the ego it will not allow you to live your best life. It will not allow you to see the signs. You will not follow. You will just like, I don't do that shit. Like, if he told me this and I was like, whatever, I wouldn't be right here right now. Guaranteed. I'll just be like aimlessly, like whatever. But when I'm telling you, when I finally saw it and I started piecing together, it was amazing. So, Gate 45 gatherer, you get your reward. Like, it's weird. It's like you give and you get it back, and it's like that's the treat for me. And now I feel validated. I didn't have to. I just brought everybody together.
Nice. And for me, I've been looking at how can I bring people like Ebby together, other friends who have families, who have kids. So I'm working through that energy of how can I bring people together for benefit of our community. So I'm definitely also leaning into this energy this week.
Oh, one of the things about gathering, the last thing I'll say, because you do it with this channel, I created an Instagram page, and I was driven by the purpose of not being afraid. And the name of the channel is Fear What Why. Now, I'm not plugging it like that because it's
No,
not
plug
done.
it. Plug it.
Well, it doesn't have anything on it. But the reason I made the pages is because there was so many things that was going on in my life, and I was acting with fear. And when I'm like, why? And then there was something that happened which I will leave unsaid, but the lesson was, it was not into fear in the first place. And you made it a big deal. I know you guys have heard that. It's actually true. You make a bigger deal of something, then you make... Yo, the law of attraction is real, guys. I don't know why people don't get it. But yes, that's a lot.
Did you start your YouTube channel as well? Or are you still working on it?
No.
All right.
I am plugging my EA services. So Ebby's a multi-talented individual, but here's where I say that there's a plus to this statement. It's jack of all trades, master of none. Okay, I'm gonna turn that around and make it empowering. I know a lot about how to do a lot of things. I might not have things completely mastered, but I can do a lot of things, and I'm very proud of that because that's a gift that God gave me. That I can draw, I can lead, I can direct, I can set up, I can manage, I can do a lot. But what I'm saying is that allowing myself to say that is what just knowing that like I'm blessed to be able to do many things.
And in the energy of gathering, take all those skills that people come together and you can make something great, right? Ebby shot my wedding, so all these people came together at different locations across the site, amazing. And he was doing all types of different things. He was telling people how to dress, how to put their makeup on, where to stay.
I didn't even know I was a gatherer back then. I didn't even know I was doing that, just naturally.
So,
I do want to show you guys just some of my garden, because when he's talking about meditation, your environment, like however you keep your space, even if you live in a city or a place that's concrete jungle, it's a jungle, right? Find the beauty in anything. That's what I'm saying. There's beauty in everything.
All right, so let's go check out Ebby's garden.
Yeah. Look at that beautiful.